very much. Morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us on Untangle. Good morning, Richie. Have yourself a wonderful day. Thank you very much for listening, everyone. Thanks for joining us. A very special morning to everyone. So we're standing by to join Miss Angela Fletcher, and she's going to be telling us more about the Poppy Appeal and her input. And we're going to be finding out about Remembrance Day. That's today. What is Remembrance Day? You know, we hear these things, these terms being floated around, so we're going to be finding out for sure what they mean. Okay, a little protection in the morning. Ready? Okay, all right. So we want to say good morning to you, Miss Fletcher.
Morning.
How are you?
I'm great, thanks.
Wonderful. All right. Before we start talking about the Poppy Appeal, could you just tell us very briefly what is the Jamaica Legion?
The Jamaican Legion is the fundraising arm for Poppy Appeal. So they're the entity that goes about with these initiatives, and they also look after the veterans in the home that's based in Manchester, Curfew Home.
Okay, all right. So whenever we hear the Legion being mentioned, that's what it is. All
Yeah.
right, fine. So now let's talk about the Poppy Appeal. What exactly is the Poppy Appeal about?
So in World War I, you know, we had members of the Jamaican force, military force, participating there, and there was, as with any war, you know, we have veterans coming from that period of time, and the poppy plant was almost the only thing that survived World War I. So they came up with this in terms of an initiative that helps to drive the fundraising for the poppy, for the homes and for the veterans across Jamaica. So every year we have from the first Sunday in October to November 11th today, the Remembrance Day, we have a fundraising drive where people wear their poppies. So after today, poppies will no longer be worn, but the fundraising drives continue throughout the year.
So Remembrance Day is the day when you stop wearing poppies.
Correct.
Okay, all right, fine. So for years we've been seeing these poppies and we've been contributing because in the back of our minds, for those who don't know the details, we know it's a good thing. But give us some details. What is the funding actually used for?
Sure. So there is a home that houses 25 veterans in Manchester called Curfew Home. And the government does provide some support, but a lot of the support does come from us Jamaicans and for those who want to contribute to it. And the home can only house a certain number of persons. So there are veterans and widows of veterans who are taken care of in their homes, who are impoverished and need financial support. So this drive and this initiative is really geared to helping raise funds to help these persons who represented our country in World War I. And some of them have sacrificed their lives. If you see images of it, you understand, what some of these veterans would have faced in terms of loss of limbs, immobility, and different issues that they may face, that this fundraising drive helps to support them in that, in their well-being and welfare.
Okay, I know that times have changed and prices have escalated. And my question is, are the funds that you've been collecting over the years sufficient? And if not, how else can we contribute?
Well, funds have to be sufficient. I don't know about that in terms of the specific details, but I know that we're looking to raise $15 million this year in terms of contributing to the homes. And I would imagine in terms of the other appeals, in terms of food and provisions, but it's easier when cash donations are made so that the funds can be applied where best needed throughout the initiative in terms of supporting the families.
Okay. All right. So let's talk about Veterans for Veterans now. This is a virtual concert that is one of the activities taking place for the Poppy Appeal. What is the concept behind even the name Veterans for Veterans?
Great, thanks for asking that. And I'm no expert on the Poppy Appeal thing. I just want to share that with the public. So
Okay.
I am the CEO of Soho International, and I was approached by Colonel Dixon and Martin Lewis, who is putting together this concert. And I was really touched by the initiative and the sentiments behind the puppy appeal, which interestingly enough, as a young child growing up, I did not really fully appreciate it. I just always got excited when puppies came out. So the Veterans for Veterans concert is really a flagship activity for the puppy appeal and for this period of time. So over the years, the appeal has innovated and they've come out with a concert this year, and which is honoring the heroes who voluntarily faced certain death at the time so that we, the world, could be free. You know, these wars are really events that take place when there is conflict in terms of human rights and so forth. So Veterans for Veterans is designed to be a vehicle through which we can educate persons more about the home, and we can also entertain. And it allows us to speak to a wide cross-section of people who are also widely dispersed. So the concert is online, so Jamaicans throughout the world can view it. And it features a few of Jamaica's top performers who are indeed veterans in the music industry, hence why they call it Veterans for Veterans.
Okay, I got that. So I hope you can speak to this.
Mm-hmm.
Veterans for Veterans is a free concert. So how are you going to raise funds?
So yes, great. So what we want to do is when through the concert, through the feed, which is 7:30 p.m. on Saturday, and 8:30 p.m. on TVJ. The times were not previously confirmed, but they've been confirmed now. Throughout the concert, there will be, little videos shown and initiatives getting people to be more aware so that they can donate funds. So it is a fundraising initiative. So even though the event is free, we are hoping to capture people's attention and their empathy and get them to donate.
I got you. I don't want to show up my age too much. I'll do it show up already, but I remember Nuggets. Nuggets for the Needy was more or less the same kind of thing. All right, so we're watching and we're joining you virtually. What can we look forward to seeing? Yes, the artists. What else?
Of course, the artists. We're going to show some of the things that the JDF does outside of defending the country and protecting the country. So there's a little sneak peek into some of the activities that they're a part of, including this, which I think is something that I don't think a lot of Jamaicans appreciate the role that the Legion plays in supporting the veterans, and getting to see some of the Army locations that are not available to the public. So we'll get to learn a little bit more about the JDF, the softer side.
Okay, wonderful. That should be exciting. All right,
Yeah.
so a lot of people are going to be watching for the veterans. Let's be frank, right? So who are these veterans?
Oh wow, we have a fantastic lineup. Bounty Killer, Agent Sasko, Tessan Chin, Taurus Riley, Dean Fraser, Jermaine Edwards. So I'm actually looking forward to it, and I know that Martin Lewis does fantastic production, so it's going to be awesome.
Okay, wonderful. For those who are just so eager to donate or to find some way to donate, how can people actually donate? I know on the night, whoever is going to be hosting the show will tell you, but before that, let us know. How can we donate?
Sure. So the Jamaican Legion Puppy Appeal has a bank account at Nova Scotia, Crossroads, Jamaica. So that's BNS Crossroads branch. It's a savings account, number 20492. So they can actually make deposits directly to that bank account, BNS Crossroads savings account 20492, or they can go online to Caribtix, caribtix.com/Puppy Appeal Jamaica and make donations online. And also persons can send a WhatsApp to make other arrangements at 876-322-0235.
Okay, great. Is there anything that you personally would like to add that we haven't spoken about?
I think this is an important initiative. I think it's great that we get to know a little bit more about our country and our history. And, when I was speaking to Colonel Dixon, he came to my office when we were making our donation, and we had a little talk, and I shared with him that I really look forward to hearing more about this. I'd love to visit the home, and I think that's great for people to experience and see exactly what the funds are being used for. And when you touch that part of somebody, and an organization, an individual, it definitely garners that kind of personal support where you're not just, handing over a check that you don't know what it's being used for, but understanding and appreciating the sacrifices that these persons made for us, who are living now in 2021, and helping them through whatever years they have left with us.
Absolutely. Veterans all over the world pose a major concern because of
Mm-hmm.
all that they go through, and the question is, are we really doing enough for them? The more we educate is the more we can get that support. Just an interview like
Absolutely.
this, we will give now with more enthusiasm.
Yes, that's the hope and the drive behind it.
Okay, thank you so very much for taking time out to let us know more about your Poppy Appeal and, of course, the Murphy Home and
Yes.
the veterans. Thanks again. Have a great
And
day.
thank you. Take care.
Bye. So we did promise that we're going to have a conversation with Daniellia White, and she's often referred to as the serial entrepreneur. Are we ready? Okay, good afternoon, Daniellia.
Good afternoon. It's actually Daniellia.
Daniellia. Oh,
Yes.
Daniellia. All right, if I make a mistake again, just correct me again.
No problem.
Daniellia. Okay,
Yes.
let's hear a little bit about yourself, just a little bit before we get into the sickle cell disease and what you have to offer.
Okay, so I'm an author, entertainment executive. I also own a boutique entertainment hub coming out of Jamaica, which is called Daniellia White Organization. We do talent management, logistics and production management, and event planning. Um, yeah, that's basically it in a nutshell. And I'm an advocate because I have sickle cell disease.
But no matter how fast you talk it, and no matter how you say nutshell, I will pass something that you do. So I guess that's why they call you the serial entrepreneur, right?
You can thank my publicist for that.
Okay, great. Okay, great. All right, Daniellia, right?
Yeah,
So
man.
you are an advocate for carriers of the sickle cell disease. So my
Yes.
question to you would be, when and why did you become this advocate?
Well, the truth is, I have the disease. So because I'm a carrier myself, I understand some of the struggles. I understand what it feels like to be a sickle cell warrior and how it is that it impacts you. You know what I mean? And so that was important for me to also talk to persons who are persons like me who need help, are not as privileged as I am, because I'm very privileged with even having a disease like that, that it can sometimes be debilitating. But it's very easy for us to, not get the help that we need. And so that is something that I wanted to do for persons.
Okay, great. So, for those who are not quite sure of what are some of the harsh truths, tell us some of the harsh truths of someone who is carrying the disease and some of the issues that the sickle cell community generally face.
Well, the truth is, every day is pain. And our pain is, I use the example on Smile Jamaica. We had COVID before COVID existed. So a lot of the challenges that COVID leaves us with right now, the pneumonia, chest pain, can't breathing, constant pain, joint pain. We experience that on a daily. That's our daily life, right? And because that's our daily life, it can be very crippling. Some of us have to walk with sticks. And when I say stick, I mean either crutches, walker. Some persons need hip replacement because, as I said, this is everyday pain, chronic illness kind of pain.
Mm-hmm.
On top of that, you also have to look at the fact that we are low on oxygen. The human body carries a certain level of oxygen, and sometimes we operate on way less. I don't even know if I could say a quarter, but sometimes it's very, very little oxygen. And because of that, we're very lethargic all the time. We're feeling a lot of pain because, of course, our blood cells being shaped a certain way, they don't travel easily through our bodies.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, man, it's not so. It's a lot of pain, and not a lot of persons can understand, and it's not a pain that you can really describe to somebody.
Have there been any medical breakthroughs in recent times to either alleviate the pain or just alleviate the suffering
Well,
generally?
I know that there are two. We call them trials. There are two medical trials that were proven to work. One of them is, well, both of them are actually changing something. So one of them is bone marrow transplant, and the other one is actually a genetic modification. So your gene will be pulled out, modified, removing the sickle gene, and basically go through a period of replacing what is already in your body, which can has its ups and downs, its pros and cons. The bone marrow transplant is just the same. You remove a part of the bone marrow, rid it of its sickle cells, replace it in the body, and then it will regenerate.
Wow.
It's very expensive,
I was
and
just
so
going to
a lot.
ask.
Yes, so these treatments are very expensive, and unless you get into a trial, which is not in Jamaica, you would have to outsource that. UK and places in Canada offer that kind of thing, but it's usually a great cost, a great expense,
And not foolproof.
and not foolproof because you still have to. It's still probability. Has it proven to work majority of the time? Yes,
Okay.
but it's still a gamble.
Okay. All right. There are people who have a trait of sickle cell. And for
Yeah.
those who have the trait of sickle cell, what are those issues? And how can you actually know if you just have a trait?
Well, the trait, gone are the days where we used to just say trait because
Okay.
you have different types of traits.
Okay.
Some traits are dormant, meaning you don't feel any side effects of sickle cell. You go through your life like somebody who doesn't have any form of sickle cell at all, like a normal person. Not that sickle cell persons are abnormal, putting that out there, but you have some trait that mimic the same thing as the full-blown disease. And because you have some traits that mimic the same symptoms and side effects, what you find is that some persons with the sickle cell trait actually experience what we call crisis. And so I can't really say that the trait is any very, very different or drastically different. That's
Okay.
usually not the case.
Okay.
Um, Another thing too, to find out how it is that persons have the trait or have sickle cell disease, I know UE and the sickle cell unit at UE campus. So University of the West Indies Hospital and UE campus Mona Sickle Cell Disease Center. They do the testing, and when they do the testing, they will tell you what type of sickle cell you have. Whether you have sickle cell thalassemia, sickle cell C, SC, HBSS, they usually break it down for you and explain to you what that life like would be like.
What is interesting, Daniela, is that you outlined how much energy you lose on a daily basis, but yet still you are known as a serial entrepreneur. I mean, help me with the dots. Join the dots for me. Where you get that kind of energy from?
The truth is that I too sometimes forget that I have a disease that sometimes leaves me very lethargic. So there are some days where I'm up and going, 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 and there are some days where I'm just like, guys, I cannot. One of the things that I'm very grateful for, which probably is what makes me look so good in public, is the fact that I have a very huge support system. I have a very great team of persons. So even when I am absent physically, they get the stuff done. So persons think I'm getting a lot done, but I cannot do it on my own.
I hear you.
And that is something that a lot of persons with the disease need and don't have, the
Right.
support system. Because a support system not only helps in times when we need financial help. You know what I mean? We look at support as finances a lot of the time. But support is also giving somebody a crutch when they need a crutch. And I don't
Absolutely.
necessarily mean a physical crutch, but being there to assist somebody is very important, especially with
Absolutely.
a disease like this, because there are days when I get very frustrated. It can be very depressing. I know persons with the disease, and a lot of the things that we talk about can be very depressing on an average day because it's a daily thing that we go through.
Mm-hmm.
And so I must credit the reason I am who I am, or what led me to being who I am, is the great support system that I have.
You know, you talk about support, and it is so very important. And as you said, there is support and there is support. There are just so many ways to support. A lot of people think that, as you
Yeah,
said, it's financially, but what about emotionally? Because that's,
exactly.
yes, sometimes that's where we need the most support.
Yeah, and what I find too is that as a carrier of the disease, I must say I have never experienced a lot of the things. But when I sit and I listen to stories about persons who, even relationships, friends, forsake you because of your disease, relationships mash up because people find out that you have sickle cell disease. These are real issues
Yeah.
that people with sickle cell disease face. And so a lot of the times they just end up alone and lonely, because alone don't necessarily mean you're lonely, but there's both.
Yeah.
And so that is something that I think is something that we can all look forward to, or try to help somebody. And it leads me to exactly why I wanted to do an initiative like that, or continue to the sickle cell initiative, because I was raised to always help a hand, give a helping
Let's talk about the
hand.
Sickle Cell Initiative. I get the feeling, correct me if I'm wrong, that it was originally the Sickle Cell Initiative, but it moved towards Warriors Unite. And although it speaks,
Listen,
let's talk about that.
I so the truth is, and I was saying to somebody the other day that I have the greatest revelations talking in the kitchen to my mother. So I was just in the kitchen and I was saying to her that we had originally, as a family, decided that we wanted to give back to somebody with sickle cell disease. But I got a call a couple weeks before that from somebody who had sickle cell disease. He was admitted in the hospital when I was there, and he had just asked me to help him with food. It was as simple as that. He had just asked me to help him with food and some medication. And I did that, but the thought that he actually asked me, and this, I'm not talking about somebody who I'm very, very close with, so he must have been desperate to ask me. And when he asked, I said to mommy, I can give him today, but tomorrow he's gonna need something else.
Yes.
And it therefore means that he needs help, and help in a very tangible way. Because a lot of the times we, as Christian, I'm a Christian, and a lot of the times as Christians, we rather to pray for people. And I believe that there's a loving action kind of thing towards it. If
Yes.
somebody's hungry, you feed them.
Yes.
And so that was really what happened. I just wanted to help people. Me never expect it to turn into what it is. So I didn't even have a name for it. I didn't have a name. I just wanted to give back some packages to some persons. I called up somebody from Sagicor and I was sharing the idea. And she said to me, I didn't even have a proposal yet. That is how serious it was. And she called me up, and I called her and I said, this is the idea, and I don't know if Sagicor is willing to help me. And she's like, how many persons? And from the top of my head, I just said 500. I didn't expect that 500 would be possible. You expect somebody to tell you, boy, Danny, lower your hat little bit.
Right.
That did not happen. It literally moved from me asking 3 brands to me getting the support of 10.
Wow.
And on top of getting the support of 10, when I tell you that people just started pouring out from Jamaica, people from England, people from Canada, and people just kept calling. And I was like, wow, I didn't expect it. Somebody on my team said, Danny, you always do this. You always assume that everything is small. But this is now a movement, so we need a
Yes.
name.
Oh,
And that was how
wow.
we got the Warriors Unite.
Oh, okay. So let me ask
Yes.
you this. You actually asked for the assistance before you knew how many people you really were going to be helping?
Yes, I didn't. Listen, I did not have a plan. It wasn't a case where I said, oh, I want to do something big for Sickle Cell Month. It wasn't that. And I started preparation in August. I had that conversation with the lady from Sagicor in August. And by the end of September, I was mind blown. When we finished distribution, I literally had a meltdown the Saturday after because I could not believe that that was done.
Wow.
It's almost like I had a also body experience because
Oh my
looking back
goodness.
at it, I was just like, that really happened.
You know, my experience has taught me that there are even those who don't have the disease, somebody you know that has the disease, either a family member or a friend. I can think of quite a few on my
Very
side
true.
that have the disease. So I'm just thinking why it would catch on so readily.
Yes, and I remember saying it to Professor Hope because when I had the conversation with her as well, she said to me, "This is bigger than you are thinking," and I
Wow.
said to her, "I don't doubt that because where I am now to where I started with this particular project, I did not think of it this big." But you're right. Everybody has a friend that has sickle cell disease, whether you know it or not, to the point where that friend probably has five other friends with sickle cell
Yes.
disease.
Yes.
There is
Yes.
somebody in your immediate circle, and I'm not talking about somebody, but no, I'm talking about your punununus friends.
Yes.
Those
Family.
persons, yes, family. One of them either have a trait or something because we're looking at one in 100, 1 in 5, 1 in 10. The statistics are so close, and remember, we have a lot of babies and majority of our population is predominantly black. Our population is predominantly black, and this is a disease that mostly black people get,
And it's hereditary.
and it's hereditary. You cannot catch it from sneezing on somebody, and you cannot catch it from having um, sex with somebody. It's not passed on like that. If you have a child with somebody now, then you take it out. But
Yes. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, finally, where are you now in terms of the distribution, in terms of educating, in terms of advocacy? Where are you?
So we have decided for the 2022, we will be doing the care packages again, but what we will add to the initiative or the movement, I need to stop calling it an initiative. What we have added to the Warriors Unite brand is also a podcast. So we will be launching a podcast which will feature doctors, persons with the disease, family members of persons with the disease, so that we can educate persons. Um, so that educational aspect will be broadcast worldwide so that we can have conversations about the realities of it. No more theory talk, not medical book. We're going to talk about the real things.
Right.
That will be launched in June 2022. And we will, of course, do the care package drive again in September.
Wow.
Outside of that, we try to help. Right now, I'm trying to raise some funds for one of my friends who need a hip replacement. So I have literally been asking persons to just donate to a specific link. And funny enough, I'm talking about it on national radio, but she has no idea that I have been raising funds for her hip replacement.
I hope she's not listening.
Well, I know if she's listening, she'll probably go and text me and say, "Danny, really?" But I text from my friends like that. Like, seriously, like, I just believe that if I have a platform to help, I would rather help. And if I
Beautiful.
can't pay for it myself, I gotta get people who I know can pay for it.
All I can say is that continue to do what you do, and whenever you feel strong enough, it is obvious that you really maximize those moments. So continue to
Yeah.
maximize those moments. Continue to have difficult conversations because, just like you said, sometimes we shy away from having these conversations, and we need to have these
Yes, because
conversations.
trust me, it's difficult telling somebody that you have sickle cell disease because of what will come next.
Yes.
But no secret. Like, I always tell persons, you can't tell me anything about myself. So me talking about the disease is not your secret. It's mine.
Yeah.
And I have power in sharing my secrets. So
Wow.
have these powerful conversations. I definitely believe that. Thank you so much for facilitating that and for just chatting with me about it.
My pleasure. And continue your advocacy and continue to be a shining example. Because when
Thank
others
you.
feeling down and feeling that, fatigued and feeling, they don't have any energy, and them see you bubbling one day and carrying on with your little self, then then them can know that them can do it too.
Yeah, thank you.
Most welcome. Have yourself a wonderful day. And
You
before I
too.
go, though, Daniellia,
Yes.
is there anything else that you want to say to those listening since you have the captive audience?
No, persons can just follow me on social media. The handle is DanWhiteOrt. So that's
Okay.
danwhite.org. And once they follow that page, they will see everything that they need to see. And we will
Okay.
be posting the donation link on all our platforms very shortly.
Okay. Thanks
I
again.
can't put that date.
And continue to be that warrior that you are.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay, bless. Wow, we have some amazing people with some indomitable spirits, but that's what makes us who we are. So that was a conversation with Daniellia White, often referred to as a serial entrepreneur. With all the issues that she has, she's still doing a tremendous job of advocacy of sickle cell, difficult conversations, and of course, educating. We're going to repeat that WhatsApp, was it WhatsApp or Facebook? We're going to repeat it though and let those who want to join her on Facebook. So we're going to take a break. We soon come.
Good afternoon and greetings.
Good afternoon, Beauregard. How are you?
I'm doing great, Mama Elise. How are you?
I am very well, thanks. It's always good to hear from you. And I bless up all those listening on Irie Jam.
Yes, man. Everybody's tuned in right now, Mama Elise. Trust me,
Okay,
they're
great.
waiting and anticipating.
Okay, wonderful. So you start with the news.
Well, we're experiencing some wonderful weather. It's been like that for 3 days out of the week. Tomorrow they say we should have some rain. We're looking forward to the rain as well. You know, it's a shower's a blessing. And also today here in the United States, it's what we call Veterans Day. So it's a salute to all the veterans, the men and women who wore the uniform and served the country for the defense of the country. So big up to all of our friends and family in the military and those who wore the uniform, like our sister Nikki Z at the Bridge 99 FM. Big up Nikki Z, she's a veteran.
Is she?
Yes, she
Really?
is.
I didn't know that.
A Army vet.
I must find out more about that. I
Yes,
want to let
ma'am.
Nikki want me interview her. No, I didn't know this at all.
Yes, Nikki is a vet. Army vet.
A sexy
Real
army,
army
what
vet.
a sexy army vet. Wow, I didn't
Amer-
know they come so sexy.
America thanks you, Nikki.
Oh, wonderful. Isn't that
Yeah, man.
amazing? Wow.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you know we are. It's actually Remembrance Day here in Jamaica. It's the last day of the celebration where we take off the poppies today, and we're having a Veterans for Veterans concert on Saturday, and this concert is actually they call it the flagship activity for the poppy period, and they have quite a few veterans that are going to be performing virtually, you know. So that includes Jermaine Edwards, who we just played a while ago, Dean Fraser, Taurus Riley, Tessan Chin, Agent Sasco, Bounty Killer. They're all going to be performing on Saturday at the Veterans for Veterans concert. And of course, you know, it's all about raising funds to help operate the Curfew home, and that's in Newport, Manchester. And this is where our veterans live, and that's what that is all about. So that's a wonderful thing.
Sounds good to me, Sister Elise. And also we should big up Shaggy, who is a Marine
Yes,
vet.
that I
Yes.
know. That I
Yes.
know. Yes,
Yes.
that's true.
Shout out to Shaggy. And while we're saluting people, Mama Elise, there's someone else I feel like we should also salute. She's a Maryland teacher, and she's from Jamaica. She is the 2021 International Teacher of the Year. Her name is Keisha Thorpe. She's an English teacher at Langley Park High School in Maryland. She just won the annual Global Teacher Prize of $1 million US. And that's given by the Varkey Foundation to underline the importance of educators and their efforts, and that the fact that they deserve to be recognized and celebrated. So congrats to Keisha Thorpe.
Can we congratulate Oliver Samuels too? Because we
Yes, we
understand that Oliver just received his doctorate. So
Nice,
we want to
nice.
congratulate Oliver. Good going, Oliver. Congrats. All right.
Sure indeed.
And then I just got this one a while ago. Maroons accuse Curry of Taliban-style dictatorship, but chief defends treaty powers. And it says there's a growing agitation in the Akangpong town Maroon enclave in St. Elizabeth, where some residents are up in arms over what they describe as the dictatorial style of Chief Richard Curry. and they allege that persons close to the leader have been using verbal and physical attacks to repel any resistance to orders. So that is an allegation. You know, so we can really investigate this even deeper and probably follow through this story and check out the facts, because sometimes facts are a little different from allegations. So so that is something that has come up in the news. So I thought I would share that with the listeners.
Now, Sister Kelly, were you able to watch the movie The Harder They Fall?
He said, Beauregard. Have mercy. Watch it now. So, you know, so everybody I listen to where I talk. So, don't get any night part now, me get a call from one of my sister in them. So, my sister said to me, being as say she listen to me and Beauregard, she take it up and fear herself now if you go type in Harder They Fall and decide to listen, if we watch it.
Right.
My sister say, Elise, you know better with it because you can't take it. She said violence from it starts straight through till she said she never watch it to the end. Now me's a woman who can barely take 2 karate show, you know. So at the end of the day, no. So me could never tell me so it's vicious.
No, I wouldn't say it's that violent. I wouldn't say it's that violent. Maybe some things there that you might not want to look at, but I wouldn't say it's a lot of violence. You know, a Western movie, you're gonna have the, you know. I don't think it's extra violent.
Well,
but if it's not, you know, not for you, Mama Kelly, then
I don't know, because you see she frightened me so much in the night last night that, trust me, we have all plans for watch it, you know, this weekend. To be honest with you, I had all plans to watch it this weekend. But then she know me, and she know it's when it comes to movies, Beauregard, I am 100% woman. It's not like, you see, some of my friends them can take a little karate kick here, so unless me can't manage that even karate show me can't take. No, honestly, I don't know why me come out, so, but I saw me stay.
And I totally understand.
No, so she just say that they talk to Beauregard, but you go watch cowboy show. You can't, you can't manage it. Eh? And Beauregard, if they talk about him watching 3 times, oh, me say, I don't know how fear is no ring. Beauregard, if they talk about him watching 3 times, oh, you have to watch that 3 times. Talk to Beauregard about that. She say, one whole heap of shooting, one whole heap of...
Wild West.
But then you know it was my sister who told me about it. But herself and her husband watched it. But what I think is that because her husband was there with her, probably he could buffer some of the the violence and that kind of thing. I don't know. But I was surprised when my sister told me she watched cowboy show. But so it is. So right. I'm not going to say I'm not going to watch it. I want to watch it that the next time we talk, we can say, Beauregard, me don't even reach quarter show, or I watched all of it because I may just like it. Who knows?
I think the storyline is what you would like most.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, I got you. All right. That sounds like a good thing. All right, so I just thought I would keep you posted on that. Late last night, my girl called, terrified. So, anyway.
Oh, gosh.
So me explain to her, say it's a man thing. And some of the man, them love them. So you see, already karate come on, them like kick. This one, I kick, that one. I just don't entertain myself with violence.
Oh, man. My apologies.
No, it's me mentioning it to you. I must have me mention it to you. I'm sorry,
but the way me hype it up like.
No, but boy, God, it's not you one hyping it up. It's getting rave reviews.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Which is why I said the storyline is the main thing, and the acting and the actors in it. It's good black cinema.
Yeah, all right. From that perspective, and also the fact that there's reggae in it. So probably to be forewarned is to be forearmed. So now that I've been warned, I will approach with caution. But trust me, you're not the only person who's saying it's so great. It is definitely getting rave reviews.
Right.
All right. So we're going to take a little break, and we'll soon come again. All right. So we'll chat later.
No problem.
All right. Cool. So we have live online none other than Ras Impo. Ras Impo, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mama. Give thanks.
Give thanks. All right. All is well?
All is well, Mama.
All right. Fine. So before we even get deep into the conversation, let me first of all ask you to tell me a little bit about yourself and where in Jamaica are you?
No, sir. I come from in a place called Anna Garden, which is Trenchtown. Yeah, born and grow there, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, and from there, I just start Ice of Rastafari, you know, get the knowledge and start find more knowledge and knowledge, you know.
All right. One of the things that, well, I know you for is that you are a tremendous chef. And that your chefing is like for those people who don't like natural food or for people who don't like ital food, them really need to taste your food because you have a way of creating these spices to make them absolutely delightful. Where
Yes,
did where
Mama, yes.
where did you get this inspiration from and how long ago now you're doing this?
You know, so I do this from 1990, Mama. Yeah, I'm get the inspiration by life, you know. What life has
Okay.
taught, you know. I just try to share it with people, you know.
All right. When you say get it from life, what do you mean?
The knowledge itself, yeah,
Okay.
by doing research, you know.
Okay.
A whole heap of reading on spices and how to get things together, you know.
Okay. And this is the way you eat. So,
Yeah, this is the way, straight natural.
but there's also another component to how you chef because it's one thing to chef with fire and it's another thing to chef raw food. You're also a raw food chef. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, the raw food settings, you know, my brother knife, that is Kadamawi knife. Yeah, so I know the monks man a chatted them, you know. So I start to leave it today, so I know just take on to it, you know. Because I
Okay.
get a joy out of it, you know, give a whole heap of inspiration, you know.
So can one really survive off raw food? I mean, knife look pretty healthy. Dr. Knife looks pretty healthy, but can you really survive one and two? Can you really vary the food, the raw food, in such a way that you don't get tired of it?
No, you have to just kind of can spice the thing more, spice up, it's a thing them in all type of different way, you know, like the beetroot and the carrot and you get the cabbage and you get the kale, the callaloo. So you have to spice them in all different way, you know. Because the coconut oil bring out all the flavor in it.
Give us an idea of a raw food meal that you would have cook regular and also how you would have cook it.
All right, first you get the callaloo and the kales and the pak chow. So I cut them up very fine, very refined. And after that, now I shred out my carrot on it, and then the tomato, onion, pepper, scallion thyme, sweet pepper, okra, everything cut up fine same way. Then I tip a little sea salt and then the coconut oil, and then I put it in the sun just for 5 minutes, and then it's ready.
But the key is to cut it up fine that you can actually swallow it easy.
Yes, yes. You cannot do it like oil that or some people that cook all callaloo and cut it up that way. You cannot do it. You now get the dry out of it. You have to cut it very fine.
So
The
it
more you find it, more better.
so it takes a lot more time then.
Yes, it takes a lot of time. Just like we have a jar of herbs and put it on the board and cut it up.
Okay, fine.
Mm.
Okay, I hear you. So the salt, the sea salt, no, right? And the
Yes,
coconut oil, does that give the spice the real flavor?
yes, that brings out all the flavor in it because without the coconut, if you cut it up raw, that way, and just do it, it come like, it's not full dry, the food, the right way, you know?
So you don't put any other spice in there apart from this little sea salt and the,
Yeah, yeah, we put like bags, you know, like the almond bags, the liquid bag.
okay, okay.
Yeah, most of we use the natural one, you know?
Okay. And another thing that is very important for us to note is that no GMO is in your food. Talk a little bit about that. What is GMO? And when you say you don't have none in your food, what that means for our health?
When you're talking about gym, you know, you're talking about side effects and belly pain and back pain, you know. So you have to can get the food and natural. So the more you can link up farmers and different ones food, it's more better for you, you know, because I don't know the GMO thing is very high, mama. It's a go on all heap of place, mama.
Yeah, man.
So
Very
I just try to eat
dangerous.
natural, you know, I just try to get the food natural. Like more time going to the market, I look for the authentic people, them, you know, who grow their own food, you know.
Right.
Mm.
Absolutely. Yeah, and you know, that make a whole heap of sense. And can I just tell you something? One time it was Rastaman like you mainly where I talk about GMO and I talk about natural food and I talk about gone market. And because of the rate at which people getting sick here now from all of the things them with the Rastaman them did a one about from 19 how long. A lot of people are now on board and never see it as a Rastafari thing again, but see it now as a health thing.
Yes, because the health is their wealth, mama. So if them not take care of them health, them cannot have the wealth. So people have to look at themselves and eyes up more, and just take care of them structure, them liver, them lungs, them kidney, spinal cord. It's easy, mama. Just everything in the natural, because all medicine made from natural.
Exactly. Exactly. And a lot of people don't seem to realize that. A lot of people say, boy, them know the ital something. We prefer take pill. What you thinking of the pill?
Yes, the ital way is the most better way, because it preserves your life more longer, Your kidney don't get damaged or your lungs or your spinal cord.
All
So
right.
that is what me do.
Yes, yes, yes. All right, let us talk a bit now about the Kushites production. I know of your skills as a chef because we go to the river and you did cook some sweet food. It was your birthday and it was my birthday. And
Yeah,
we're really celebrating, all of us as a little family celebrating, and it was really nice. So let us talk about the Kushites production now, which is the noni and the thinking toe and the tamarind, which is what you are known for. Let's talk
yes.
about that.
Yes, mama, yeah. This product here where I bring out to all the people them. I never started for juggling, mama. Just the way I live, I just started to all the way I live. I not deal with alcohol. So I just said thinking to a tamarind and knowing it. And me and once come around, I just make one drink like same bitter spice and pepper sip with noni, bird pepper with noni. So the thing that I started never was for juggle, mama. And when I start crying out the road and I want to give ones and ones, one tell me say no fire if I have this for the market. So I just take it to the market and from that I just start the thing.
When I know that this product is amazing, roots is not something we pick the enjoy. I mean, let us be frank about that.
That's true.
But then there are some children that I know, particularly stepper children them. And the
Yes.
man have to hide the noni from the picnic them. Because
Yes.
they picnic them with drink off the roots. I've never seen that before.
Mama, remember saying, mama, knowing tamarind and thinking so is a vitamin, it gives you iron, it gives you calcium, it gives you protein, So the more you can drink that, the more iron in you, mama, the more better for you. Because I don't use no sugar, it's just like honey or a sweetener with it, and sometimes I do it natural.
It is.
When I make it, mama, before I put it in the back, like I put in the back of the kite outside. I have some little eyes in the around me like Roshani and Jashimar and Jomo. So then I call to test it. When them test it and say, yes, I'm for. That's why I put in the back,
So hold on. I have tasted this, right? And this is one of the major reasons why I even invited you. Because I have tasted this. And as I said before, you have to acquire the taste for certain roots. Not this one. You put this one to your head, and I don't know if it's the tamarind. I think it may be the tamarind.
Yes, the tamarind, mama call it. The tamarind, it have a different flavor when it gets, like when I mix it, By eating it, it gives you a sour taste, but by mixing it with the next product, it brings out the spice in it.
And then noni is not a lot has to do with what you're accustomed to. But the average person now goes eat noni and say, whoa, nice man. So, and it is so good for you, so nutritious. It's like a miracle food. So
yes, mama said noni good for your brains, mama. I say people have headache and pressure, that is what noni good for, asthma, sneeze and sinus. A lot of purpose noni have, mama.
So why I'm talking about it like this, you see, is for especially for the people who used to roots and know about roots and drink roots as a daily thing. Them all right. But and I know that a lot of people, when them taste it, them spit it out because them don't like how it tastes, right?
That is true.
So this is why I am suggesting to people to try this particular roots where Ras I'm create, because it is absolutely delicious, and apart from the fact that it is delicious, it is very good for you.
That's true, mama. It's a vitamin, Yeah, it's a booster, energy booster,
A natural energy booster.
All the athletes them who play ball and run and those things, it's good for them. It gives them 90% energy more than what them have.
Yeah, man. Me can attest to that, because trust me, at one stage, you remember when we did down at the river, you gave me a few bottles, right?
Yeah.
And trust me, I had to be slowing down myself before me just done off the 3 buckle them one time. No, trust me. And you can feel the energy, the boost. You feel that energy boost. This is no joke. So, all right.
All right, mama. So I call some of them guys there and some Rastaman and some other ones out there like them using the brush and the stone and the Viagra.
Yeah.
No, the noni is the energy. Yeah. The real energy drink, mama. Keep it up.
I hear you.
Brain.
I hear you. But you know, when we notice with Mando Ampo, it's like man take them something for them, there's something there, you know. But I know just for them there's something that we need to take them, there's something there, you know.
No, mama. It balance the spinal cord, the kidney and on the car. When you hear people have kidney problem, it's a tambourine, they must drink tambourine juice. Very powerful, it's full of pack of energy.
All right. So now that we're having this conversation, especially like what you're going to mention now, say, is a substitute for Chinese brush. So, me know, say, well, if a man are going to have a buckle of it. But I am here to tell my sister and them, say, it is also good for them. So for the, yes, because we don't really need them. There's something they like, you know.
No.
So for the people them who, you know, a lot of people are going to be interested in getting a bottle or sampling it or that kind of thing. So where are you and how can we get a bottle or 2 or 3 of this Kushite? What do you call it?
Kushite production.
Okay. The only thing is the Kushite production.
Yes.
All right. So for those who want a bottle of the Kushite production, how we can get it? How we can check you? How we can see you? Them something there.
My location is like House of Dread. You know a place called House of Dread, Dina Road, in town.
Yes.
Yeah, that is my location. I'm here right every day, and my location at Arnett Yard in Jungle Top. So if I want can get to me, I can use the phone number if I don't have the House of Dread. But I always leave my product over here.
Okay. So it's either Jungle Top or House of Dread, that's Deanery Road.
Yes,
and give us the number that them can reach you at.
My number is 1876-423-5086.
All right. Thank you very much for that. I know you're going to be getting a lot of calls because I can tell you that I did not invite Ras Impo here because I'm not puss in a bag. No, we know exactly what it is. And I can tell you that even for the sisters who need a little extra energy because, you know, we work hard and we need that little extra push.
True, mama. Yes, mama.
It is a wonderful product. So expect some calls, Ras Impo, and continue to do the good work and continue to keep it natural and free of GMO and that poison in our system. Continue to do what you do.
Yes, mama, and I give thanks to the energy and I appreciate of it, you know.
Yes, I. And bless up them other one there, Jungle Top for me, please, and thank you very much.
Okay, mama, and give thanks.
All right, you're most welcome. All right. Beautiful. A lot of people in Kingston City know Ras Impo, you know, right? So
yes, mama.
All right, so a lot of people in Kingston City know Ras Impo, so we just introduce him to the Bridge family and those listening on the Bridge. But for those who know him already, know him product, know say it good, and you heard him say, you can check him at Jungle Top, or you can check him at House of Dread, and House of Dread is Deanery Road, or you can phone him at 876-423-5086. So we're going to take a break. We'll soon follow.